Welcome to Macrobiotic Center of Chicago. And today we're so lucky to have our guest, Warren Kramer. Thanks for coming, Warren.
Thanks, Ella.
And spending time with us. I know you're coming to Chicago about 3 times a year, helping us to get more into understanding of macrobiotics and stay healthy. So, since we have you here, and since you have some time to share with us your thoughts on macrobiotic, why don't we discuss a few topics that I believe our viewers might find interesting or important. Not everyone knows what macrobiotic is all about. So let's go to the basic and have a short discussion. What is macrobiotic?
Sure. Well, you know, the word macrobiotic comes from Greek. It means macrobios, so big life or great life. You know, for me, I've always interpreted it as the ability to create this nice, dynamic, big life. And to do that, we need health. So, you know, many people think of macrobiotics as a diet, but really it's a way of life. And yes, there's discussion about food and what we need to eat, how to eat to be healthy. But, you know, it's a way of life. It's a way of living.
So it's not a philosophy. It's not the ideology. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle.
It's absolutely a lifestyle.
So if one wants to practice macrobiotic, and it's interesting that some people don't even know they practice macrobiotic because their lifestyle is so natural, so good, and conducive to their health and life. And they stay healthy because sometimes you look around and think, how come I'm sick and someone is healthy?
Yes.
What happened? But if you examine not what's on the surface, but look deeper into what that person, what kind of lifestyle these people have who are healthy, the answer may come very easily. Maybe my lifestyle needs to change.
Exactly.
Isn't it the most difficult thing to do?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, what we're talking about is really creating order. You know, there's an order, you know, there's an orderly approach. So, you know, our meal times, our sleeping times, our rising times. You know, a lot of people resist kind of structure and feel, oh, it's rigid, I don't want to be told what time to eat.
Oh, I don't have time to do everything on schedule. I want to do whatever I need to do.
Exactly. But in fact, that's a very big part of health. And that's something that's emphasized quite a bit in macrobiotics. Is really the whole connection between us and the environment and nature, and how to create an orderly day-to-day life. That's what produces health.
So order would be number one thing that macrobiotics stresses out.
I think
in order to create health, it has to be an order in our life.
Yeah, I think especially in modern society right now, how busy most people are and the pace of modern life, I think that's a very big challenge. That's understandable, you know.
A lot of people say that I don't have time to cook a meal. I remember myself, before I was diagnosed with terminal cancer about 20 years ago, I was so proud of myself that I spent maybe 10 minutes to cook a meal. That would be 5-minute rice. I forgot, was it 5-minute rice they call it, or 7-minute rice?
I don't know, Uncle Ben's was, you know,
something you put in boiling water, a little bit of salt, and you're done. Piece of salmon, a glass of red wine, and maybe 2-3 spears of broccoli. What a healthy meal.
Exactly.
But I could have it 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or 9 o'clock in the evening, or never, or 11.
Exactly.
So I didn't create health.
No.
Even though a lot of people would tell me, you're crazy about health. Look, you go to health club, you eat healthy. But they did not know my lifestyle.
Right. And you know, with regard to that, one of the things that people don't realize is that the regularity of the meals, for instance, regulates all body functions. So, you know, sleep, our bowels, urination, woman's menstruation, hormones, blood sugar, are all stabilized when we have regularity. And a lot of the problems we have in this day and age now, sleep problems, blood sugar issues, digestive problems, etc., a lot of that is due to chaotic schedules. So much of it can be alleviated if there was just some order. And we haven't even talked about what to eat yet. We're just talking about the time and having some, routine.
Yeah, routine creates the value in our life, which is health. Yeah. But chaos definitely where the disease takes the root.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So the number one thing about macrobiotic for people to know that importance of creating order and being orderly.
Yeah.
What would you say number two?
Number two is, I think, looking at how to create some time, some space in one's life to do some cooking for oneself.
To learn if needed to?
Oh, absolutely. To take basic cooking lessons, macrobiotic cooking classes. It's different than really other types of cooking.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, but how to cook basic foods that we need day to day. And I underline that, taking the time to find when we can prepare some of those foods. It's not possible to create dynamic health eating out all the time and getting prepared foods. So we all need to do some cooking. But, the payback from doing some cooking, it's
enormous.
It's enormous.
Enormous.
Right.
I agree. The reliance on going out and eat something, it mostly leads to problems rather than, of course, solution. Because our food industry is not even close to the quality that our body requires.
Yeah.
And they don't support our life.
Absolutely.
It's nice to go once in a while to go out, but reliance on that food. I have to tell you, interesting thing. We know each other, 20 years?
At least, yeah.
My grandson, the older one, is 20 years old. So when he was born, you probably saw him on some point in time when he was growing up. He's at college. Wow. He got sick and tired of pizza. He's cooking now.
Wow, good for him.
He has his apartment and he is cooking.
That's great.
Which is amazing.
That is
great.
Amazing. That's awesome.
And I believe I have some influence on that.
Absolutely.
But he remembers the feeling great after a good meal. His father cooked a lot. Organic, homegrown.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Very good.
Wonderful.
So, number one is order. Number two is taking time and cook your meal from scratch. We're not emphasizing any canned food, any processed food. It's a real food.
Exactly.
The food that grows and continue to grow even after we bring it home.
Exactly.
Number three, what would you say?
I would say, but it goes along with cooking is, I have to say, number three, is to basically do a little bit of menu planning. I think when we talk about practicality and making it happen for people, I think it's the thing that's really missing. I think people are, so to speak, trying to wing it, just kind of like haphazardly. And I think actually if people would do a little bit of menu planning, and I'm not necessarily saying planning out the whole week, but even thinking, okay, what am I going to make tomorrow? I think that'll help to create, again, some order for people and also release some pressure off of people. Yeah.
That's a wonderful notion, because a lot of people have stresses. They go to bed stressed out about tomorrow. But if they plan their, I would say, day or two or three or the whole week, it's a release of stress.
I think so. And it'll help with your shopping, in terms of knowing what you need. Again, I don't recommend necessarily planning the whole week, but at least knowing, writing down in a notebook or a piece of paper, what am I going to have tomorrow? And
computer can help with that a lot.
Exactly, but it's a little thing, but makes a very big difference, I see, for people.
There are a number of software right now, apps exist helping you to plan out. I'm using one. I'm sure a lot of people know what they are. They're using it to count calories, but they better use it to plan the meals rather than counting calories or fat.
Yeah.
Okay, we got order, we got cooking, and we got planning of our meals. Anything else you would add?
I would actually say making sure that we're getting some nice activity outside every day. I think, yes, as important as food is and having our meals, I think people really need good activity and especially outside. Yeah.
When you grow up, being my age, really grow up, you remember the time where you would go outside and really play, not for exercising, not to just put that, I completed my walk and I did my 4 miles, 3 miles, that many steps, but actually play,
exactly.
enjoy being outside.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's possible, but if people can bring it back to their life, and maybe with their kids or grandkids, or maybe with the local kids, or maybe with adults of their age, just find the time to be active outside, in the garden, just fresh air.
It just helps to release pressure. And again, that's a big thing for a lot of people. We hear all the time people talking about stress and pressure, and just getting outdoors, going to the park, or really makes a big difference. So I think that's a really important step for people.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
So 4 major things we talked about, and we can stop right here, right?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So if you got it, those 4 major things, they can really create a lifestyle for you, and you can honestly say practice macrobiotics. Those are going to be those 4 things. You bring the order in your life, you go to sleep on time, you eat on time, you're sitting down to eat. Number 2, you learn how to cook. It's important to cook properly, because cooking is not just simply kind of like integrate some stuff, putting it all together in a pot and it cooks for yourself. There are pots that cook for you. You just put that thing into special compartments and turn down. It's not the cooking. You need to add your soul, your knowledge, your life into it, energy, and get the energy back. So that's number 2. Number 3, learning how to design your meal, how to plan it out for a day, 2, 3, week. It's going to be tough for a week, but at least you can jot it down for the week. Let's say 3 or 4 times a week I want to eat brown rice. So you can put it Monday, Tuesday, because you want to cook on Monday and reheat it on Tuesday. And let's say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Here you are, you already planned a few days ahead. And number 4, to use some, I would say, quality time outside. Create some quality time outside. Use that opportunity. I have to tell you, I love someone said that 24 hours a day exist for everyone on planet Earth.
Yes.
But some people make the most out of it,
Exactly.
some the least out of it.
Exactly.
So look at it from that perspective and find the opportunity for you to examine your lifestyle and see if you can make those 4 things, little changes, one by one, and you can start practicing macrobiotics. Thank you, and we'll see you again very soon.